Hi there, it's Jen, and it is Friday, December 9th, and I'm here live with you. And I am alive, just barely. Had a pretty wicked cold. As you know, I wasn't able to go live with you last week. Can still hear a little bit in my voice. Yeah, so I hope nobody else gets this cold because it's pretty wicked. I did actually test for COVID, and it was negative, so it's just a cold. Anyways, I've got a cute little project I want to share with you today. Um, I hear a little bit of an echo. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I've got everything set properly. Okay. All right. So one of the first things I wanted to let you know was Stampin' Up! Originally had said that you had until December 12th to order stuff and get it in time for Christmas. But they've changed that now, and they said December 8th, which was yesterday. Hey, Nicole, thanks for letting me know everything's okay. Mama just left me 2 minutes ago, and the sun is shining so brightly in today, which is nothing to complain about, but I did have to put my blind down today. Um, Anyway, Stampin' Up! Basically said if you haven't ordered by now, it probably won't arrive till Christmas time. So one of the options you always have if you personally are looking for Stampin' Up! Stuff for Christmas is to tell someone to contact me and do a gift certificate. That's always a great thing. So I just wanted to mention that, and then I have another thing I'll mention once we jump over to the other screen, which I realize I've still got it up right now. So what I want to do is I want to do a draw for this card. So let me just bring it up here bigger. So this is the card that I made 2 weeks ago, and it's with the sort of partial embossing, really simple, pretty card. And then I also embossed the envelope flap to match, so it was super cute. So what I do is I do a draw for that. So let me just go back to here, and I'm going to share the screen so that we can do that. And all you have to do to get in on this week's draw, hold on one second, just gonna look funny for a minute. I'm going to start the draw, is to like, comment, or share the post. And we got a winner here. Just going to grab a pen. I didn't realize I didn't get all this straightened around here before. And it is Robin Allen. Congratulations, Robin. So let me just put that on here. And I'll stop the share. Here we go. So Robin, that card will get in the mail to you. So thank you for commenting on the draw. And so to get in on this week, all you have to do is comment, like, or share. Nicole says she loved the embossing and the matching envelope. I know, it's a fun little easy thing to do, isn't it? Okay, so let me just pop over to my screen here because I don't know how long my voice will last. And let's see here. I'm trying to see, it's been one whole week, and here we go. We want this version here. That we go. That's what we want. Let me just put this aside for Robin. Okay. And what I've got here, just as a reminder, is that to tell you that the mini catalog ends at the end of December, and there's a couple last chance lists that I published in my last newsletter, and I'll put a link to them here too. There's a list that Stampin' Up! Has, but it's very tiny print, so I make it a little bit bigger and make it a little easier to read. This is by page number, so you can go through like page by page and see what is retiring. And or you can go by type of thing, and I've just got listed it alphabetically. So for instance, if you were wondering if let's see here, what am I using today? Oh yeah, Aspen Dies. Well, they're not on here because they're actually not retiring. So, but if there was something you were looking up, Christmas barn or something, you could look it up and see here. You can also see there's a discount on some of the things, so definitely check out those ones. Some of them are 60%, which is kind of nice. A lot of stuff has sold out already, but there's still lots of stuff. And so retiring means that it won't be coming back. It's done. It's over. You're not going to see it again. So it's kind of your last chance to get it. And I tell you, every single time a catalog retires, it takes maybe a month, maybe two, and then someone will say to me, do you have that Christmas barn stamp set? Can I get it? And it's gone. And if I'm lucky, I'll get it from someone else who hasn't sold theirs or whatever. But often I can't get those things. So be sure and have a look, because there's some really nice things here. Even if you weren't doing it for Christmas cards this year, it could be next year. And there are Halloween and fall things in here too. So I'll make sure I put a link to those things in the, excuse me, into the comments after, okay? So let me start with what I'm going to do here today. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am using something from the mini catalog. I am going to show it to you here. Hold on. Hi, Rita. How are you? And June is there. June says she loves my manicure. Oh, thank you very much. This was the last thing I did before I got sick. So I don't know if that's what made me get sick, but that's the last time I had been out of the house was when I got my manicure done. Okay, so what I want to show you here is some dies. My brain is still not 100% functioning, so if I don't make sense, you'll just yell at me, okay? Aspen Tree Dies, page 46. Is what I'm going to be using today. And this is one of the items that is on the carryover list, which means it is still going to be available after this catalog ends. So it's got this really pretty die set, which I'm going to show you in a sec. Okay, so that's page 46 of the mini. Excuse me for a second. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Nicole says, I always have pretty nails. These are especially festive. Yeah, I kind of like the going from the dark to the light and then the little snowflakes. So, okay, so I have, oh, and look at, it's almost like I planned this today, which I didn't. A full piece of Starry Sky, 8.5 by 11. And I wanted to just show you a cutting of this because I'm cutting it a little bit smaller than what I normally do. And sorry, a little bit bigger than what I normally do. So this is a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock that is folded in half. And so normally to do a border here, I would do 5 1/4 by 4, which would give me a perfect 1/8 inch border. But I want to make this border just a little bit bigger, but not to the full size of this. So let me show you. What I'm going to do is slide this in here. So there is 5 1/2 right here, which would be the same size as my card base. So if I want to take it in 1/4 inch, that would give me the measurement that would be a perfect border around there. But I want to take it just a little bit bigger because my next layer is going to be there. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to hold this up and I'm hoping it'll focus. So instead of 5 1/4 or 5 1/2, I'm going to go right in between those two. So right there. Okay, I'm going to put it down. So it's going to be just a little bit bigger. And the same with this. It would have been a 4 inch, would have been the perfect border. And 4 1/4 is the size of the card. I'm just seeing if the camera's focusing on it. I'm going to go in between those. So right there. Okay, there's actually a tick for that. And that would be an 1/8 of an inch, right? So now if I hold this up onto here, you can see that it's a very, very narrow border. There's a 1/16 border is what's around there, as opposed to normally the 1/8 border that I put around a card. And I'll show you why we're doing that in a second. But I want to show you cutting this. Oh my goodness, like I said, my brain isn't working. So that you could see that. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Okay, die. Let's talk about the die. And I do have a sneak peek here of something new to show you as well. Nicole says, yeah, you definitely don't sound 100%. I'm not yet, but I'm so getting there. I'm like, I have some energy back, which is awesome because I certainly didn't have any energy last week and I didn't have a voice last week. So this is the set of dies. There's a branch, there's leaves, and then there's this beautiful one. So I've already run it through just so I don't have to pull the machine. So I'm just going to pull it off. And you can see there's a few little holes that need to be poked through. So you would grab your take a pick tool, which is not where it's supposed to be. Where are you? Well, here we go. I didn't put it away properly. So I'm going to just take this end here, and you would just poke through these holes, and it would punch out all those extra little bits. Okay, and then so let's put it back where it belongs. And then if there's anything that needs to be poked through here, you just poke that. Okay, so that's that. Now I actually cut it down a little bit because I want it to be able to fit on here and have a nice border. That was the whole plan. I didn't want to cut this one any smaller because you can see it's almost right to the edge there when it cuts out. So isn't that gorgeous? It's like a birch tree almost. So pretty. Okay, so let me put this aside. This one I haven't trimmed down. Get rid of all these scraps. Let me show you the sneak peek first. So this is in the upcoming mini catalog. And look, Haven't even taken it out of the package yet. I mean, I have my copy, but there's a batch of them, and the Sale-a-bration catalog. I cannot show you what's inside them yet. We're not allowed to, but they are on their way to you. If you're brand new to me, if this is the first time ever watching, then let me know. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I'm happy to send you one too. But the rest of them, they're all on their way. So this is a package of designer series paper from the new catalog. This is a sneak peek for you. And I'll continue to do sneak peeks right up until the catalog starts every Friday. So this paper is called Enjoy the Journey. And it is very pretty. There's a stamp set that matches it, but I didn't get the stamp set. I just got the paper because I thought it was gorgeous. So you can see this one here has got all these lovely trees. And in the back, it's got a nice pattern. Check this one out with the mountains. There's some green ones or some purple ones, and then this beautiful color in between here. This, oh, and I didn't show the back, another pattern. This one, it's clouds and swirls. I mean, there's just lots of fun things you could do with that, and then a nice pattern. Here's another one with a mountain and a moon. Like, you can just totally imagine chopping these pieces up for cards, and then another nice pattern. This one is gorgeous too. Look at that, the purple sort of mountains, and then the green version, and then a lovely starry pattern on the back. Another version of that. I don't know, was that the same one? Nope, it's a different color. Look. There's 4 different colors. Isn't that beautiful? It's great scrapbook paper, June says. Absolutely, June. You're so right. Plus, then this side is great for cards. So let me just show you the back sides really quick. Again, so you can see all the nice patterns. And of course, there's 2 of each sheet, so that's just repeating there. So I took one of them. Which one? This one. This is the one I took. And I cut it. Okay, so let me show you the cut pieces. So here it is. And so I cut a piece off here to make a card. And what I did was I cut it right at 5 1/4 so that I would still have a strip left of paper in between. So probably I won't use that side. It's not very exciting. But who knows? But there's that pattern side I could use. Okay, so that's how I got this piece that I'm going to use. All right, so fun, fun, fun. 1 second while I take a sip of water. I don't want to start coughing. If I start coughing, I won't stop. And then we'll totally be done. Okay, so this is going to go on here. Oh, so pretty. So you can see the kind of mountains in the background, and then you'll see a little bit of the trees. I love it, love it. So pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up. But before I do that, we're going to do one thing to it. I'm going to use Sahara sand. And here is another sneak peek coming. This is new. And you're going, oh, that looks familiar. I've seen that before. But no, you have seen this one. A big brush. This is a new mini one. How cute is that? So these are also in the new catalog. So very cute. Okay, so why would you need a little one instead of a big one? Well, sometimes you just have littler spaces. So I'm going to grab a little bit of Sahara sand and dab it off of my paper. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab, just make sure I got the right side here, just along the edges. The big one would be too big to do this. And just to give this some definition, I'm going to get a little more ink on here. Or if there's just, you know, if you wanted to sponge just a little area or a little image, sponge over top, it's nicer to have a smaller brush. So I'm very excited about these. This was the first thing I added to my order, was the little mini brush. Okay, so hopefully you can see just a little bit of definition. It probably doesn't come off too well on the camera, but there's just a little bit of brown edging on there because, of course, birch trees are not perfectly white. Okay, so now let's put this together. Flipped it over because I'm going to add some dimensionals to this. And I've got a package of the foam adhesive strips. This is in the main catalog. Excuse me. And they're meant for using like shaker cards, but they're going to work great for this because I'm going to put a strip of these right on these trees, like so. And that way they'll be raised up, but yet you won't be able to see the dimensionals. If I try and put little dimensionals on here, first of all, it's going to take way too much time. And second of all, they're too fiddly. I don't like fiddly. Okay, and I can even use that little piece there. I actually, on my original card that I'll show you after, I did use regular dimensionals, but they're not as tall as these ones, so you have to doll them up. So I'm going to just use these so that it's easy. Everything will be the right height. Because see, this is the same as dimensionals. They're double-sided. They're sticky underneath where I'm sticking them to the paper, but then the top has got like a peel strip on it. So I'm going to put one, I think I'm going to put one on every tree just so it doesn't flop on me, if that makes sense. So how's everybody doing with their Christmas preparations? I am not doing well at all. Haven't decorated, have done nothing. So I'm hoping this weekend, now that I'm feeling better, I can get to some of that. I still have a fall wreath and a dead fall thing out the front door. It's fine. It'll all come together, right? So I'm going to add those ones in there. Okay, so I'm going to peel all these bits off now. And it's going to take me a minute, so talk amongst yourselves. Tell me where you're at. Are your gifts purchased? Do you purchase gifts? Do you decorate? Have you got a tree? Do you put your tree up? Tell me all the things. Let me live vicariously through you guys until I get on track. I was going to do baking, but I thought nobody wants baking when you're sick. The only thing I have done is worked on my Christmas cards, because that's the only thing I felt like doing, was sitting and crafting. So yeah, so that's good, because normally I don't do my Christmas cards till like very week of Christmas, because that's just, you know, it's like the cobbler's children who don't get shoes. It's the stamper's person who doesn't do cards until the very last minute. Okay, so here we go. So look at that dimension on there, so you can really see the stuff through there. This one's over a little bit further than I'd like, but that's okay. It'll just kind of look like a shadow. And if you've got any extra pieces here, you can just use your scissors and just trim that off so it's not going to be visible. Like that. So pretty. Let me see here. Moira says she's not decorating, leaving for Florida. Nice. Still doing a panic make of Christmas cards. So many ideas. Everything done but baking, says Linda. So you guys are doing well. Okay, so that's that. And what I want to do then is I want to put it on this piece here so that we've got a little tiny bit of a border. Now, because this is all poofy, I don't want to put stuff on here. I'm going to put it on here instead. So I'm going to just put some tape inside here. This is our seal, double-sided adhesive. So with this, I just want a very tiny little bit of that starry sky showing. And then we're going to get my card base. And we're going to put that on here. And I love a white on white look. So we almost have that here. But I've added that one extra little layer. And so you remember that this is a really tight border here too. So that, again, we just see a little tiny bit of that. How beautiful is that? Simple and easy. We're going to add one more thing here to it. But I love this paper peeking through in behind. Okay, so I've got a stamp here. This is from one of my favorite stamp sets, actually, Art Gallery. You've probably seen me use this a few times. And it's just got lots of nice sayings. Happy birthday, congratulations, sorry, thank you, best wishes, I'm thinking of you. So I know a few people that could use an I'm thinking of you card. And I've got my starry sky here. And I'm going to just ink this up. This is just a piece of scrap paper. So when I cut down my borders, I always have little scraps. So they're great to save for cards. That one looks just a smidgy crooked. So let me just try that one more time. That's better. Okay, I'll close that up. And I'm going to trim that with my scissors. Now you could use a saying just like this, but I always love making little decorative tops. And this is, I pulled out the thing so I wouldn't forget, Lovely Labels. It's in page 149 of the annual catalog. And it just does little fancy tops of the, hopefully you can see that in the camera. It's not shining too much here. So I'm going to slide this in here this way. And I'm going to look at this upside down so I can see that piece and I can center it and hold it. And now I've got a nice little decorative top. It's actually not perfectly centered, but that's okay. In fact, I can chop that off. Let's try that again. I think there's enough there to make it centered. Maybe I'll do this one. It might look a little bit better with the other one. Okay, now I don't want to go in as far. I'm hoping you can see this because I've got to position it so I can see it too. Can you see that? It's just gonna, there we go. It's just rounded it a little bit, and that's just fine. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab a little piece of ribbon. This is Starry Sky, and it's got a little sparkle to it, which works. There's a little, I need my ribbon scissors. I always keep one pair of these scissors for paper and one for ribbons. You can see I've marked this one ribbons, only ribbons, nothing else. And then you find your scissors will stay sharper longer if you use them for set things. Okay, so I just tie a messy bow, and then I'm going to tidy it up by just pulling the ends. Just keep playing with it till I get it looking nicer. Okay, so let's get some dimensionals for this. And I have made one with the other color. Just trying to see which one was my, I think this is the good side. This is the bad side. So I'll show you that because there was a second color on that paper, the green. So I'll show you that after. Okay, and I'm going to peel that off. That ribbon is really pretty. It is very pretty. All the in-color ribbons this year are very pretty. Because they got a little bit of sparkle to them. I'm going to put it here. I normally would put a saying down near the bottom, but I want to be able to see this tree in the mountain. And so I'm going to put it kind of up here. And then we're going to need a glue dot for this. And my Take-A-Pick tool has gone missing. I'm using my scissors. Shh, don't tell. I'm just going to do that. Add a little piece of ribbon. Make it go sideways. I'm thinking of you. Very pretty. You could add a little bit of glitter along here, Wink Stella, to make it look like snow. That would tie through the glitter. Very pretty. But let me show you the other card that I made. Use some of that ribbon on a few of my Christmas cards. It's lovely. And it ties really nice too, Rita, doesn't it? Rita says, what a gorgeous card. Love the color combo. I know, it's so pretty. Purple and blues together are so pretty. And this is almost a purpley blue. So here, so let me just remind you of the paper first. So let's see here. Here is what that paper looked like. There and there. Okay, so I cut it down. And so then this is the other one that I made. So this one I did a little bit different. What I did was I put the green here. It's actually almost the same piece as that one, but almost all of them would work. And at this time I put a piece of Sahara sand behind it. I just wanted it softer, and that's the same color that I used a sponge on there. And then I used a piece of Sahara twine. So there's the two cards. Hold this one up closer so you can see it. I love the little peekaboo behind. I think it's so pretty. So that's a little sneak peek for you. And that paper is called, again, Enjoy the Journey, and it's going to be in the next new catalog. So there's what Rita said. Linda says, lovely, one of my favorite stamp sets. That green color would work as a great mask. So would, wouldn't it? Right? The green with the, especially with just the Sahara. And then you could write whatever you want in there. I know someone whose pet just died, so I thought maybe that would be a good card to send them right now too. June says, lovely card. Thank you so much, June. So let me just pop back here to me. And thank you very much for watching and for your well wishes last week when I wasn't here. And don't forget to check out the retiring list. I'll be sure to put that in the comments. And have a great weekend, everyone, doing whatever Christmas prep you're doing. And I'll see you all again next week. Thanks for hanging with me. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.